this is an area in which a crackdown could really overplay one's hand because, yes, you'll have two-thirds of Americans say, people need to be here with permission. And I don't support people who are here in violation of the law. And I would support deportation. And then, like, the next layer down, they're like, oh, but don't go to like someone's church or school or court, and then two-thirds would be like, don't use the army to deport people. Are you kidding? They're like, yeah, hey, enforce the laws, but actually not in any of those 10 ways. And definitely don't go to churches or schools. And I don't even really like that you go to workplaces. And then you pull down one more layer and they'll say, two-thirds will say something like, we don't really, we don't want a path to citizenship for people who are criminal. But then if you say, do you think people who pay taxes should be able to be put into a path to having a legal status? They're like, oh yeah, totally. Two-thirds say yes. So like at no point does does America have a view that makes any type of internal consistent sense. But I think that to me is where I see the most optimism because it is not a hardened view. This is not like it has become a vitriolic issue and discussion full of calumny at a set of people who our economy is in some ways
You're just
indebted
using
to.
that
I know I'm
term.
trying to use it as much
It's
as
so
possible.
great. Nice.
I mean, this is
How to
man,
practice.
if there were a straw man here, I'd find it. But I think that there's this like that to me shows just how much potential meaningful reform has. It's both a reflection of the fact that we have not done anything significant on immigration since 1986, and also that people want to have clarity here and that their views are much more malleable than some. If you could say in a single poll, two-thirds of Americans want more deportation and two-thirds of Americans want a legal status for people who are here undocumented but working, that does not point to pick people up off the streets who look Mexican, which is what they're being told to do, right? Like, that is not the conclusion of that polling. The conclusion of that polling is people fix this broken system, and I take a ton of optimism and hope from that because this is going to get so ugly, but we know where we need to go. It's like every economic problem we've talked about, but in some ways I think a lot harder because there are yeah, it's people's lives and the treatment of humans and racial profiling and children being separated from their families. But at the end of the day, it is the same thing we end up talking about week after week, which is there is a solution. And there are a lot of people who are too cowardly to tell you it's where we have to go. But it is where we have to go. It is where our economy needs us to go. It is where policy needs us to go. It is where humanity needs us to go and where our democracy has always gone. We have passed horrible immigration laws in this country, but we end up reversing them and accepting immigrants because it's a part of our country and are a part of our economy. So the optimism is nothing that's happening now will change where we need to go, which is giving a path to legal status for people who are here, who are upstanding good citizens in all but name.